30, 31, 33. That's an old number.
You know,
Old.
I thought that too when I was 23, 24 years old. Now that I am 30, I feel like it's young. So I'll keep it at that.
What motivates you more, coming off the injury or having all these doubters that think that, look, man, he's had some injuries now he's on the
Right.
what of those two things maybe motivates you most?
I think those things are all the same. They're in the same sentence, just with the injury, and last season the way it went. I've heard a lot from, I'm injury prone. I get injured all the time. I haven't played this, that, and the other. And I keep thinking back. I'm like, man, I only missed 10 games that year. I only missed like 8 games that year. And I'm looking at everybody else like, he missed like half the year. Nobody. So I'm just like, it's whatever. But it is motivational for me to come back and show the world, and just wake them up again. Just understand that I'm not that guy from last year that was hobbling around, and I'm feeling great, and just excited for another year to help this team do what we try to do and achieve the goals that we have.
What is it about being 30 that people think you're that you're slipping?
I think it's more like it's like year 12. You know what I'm saying? Like not 30. A lot of guys don't get to come in the league at 19. I was blessed to have that opportunity. So when you sit back and you go, he's 30, but he's played 12 seasons. Everybody goes, whoa, that's a lot of basketball. But in my mind, it's like, man, that's why I got to the league so early, so that I can play till I'm 36, 37 years old and play as long as I possibly can. And hopefully that's the plan.
What's it like having Jaron around? And it's sort of, you've got you and Mark and the old man, if that's what you're going to call him. He thought, Dylan thought you two were 40 today, he said.
Lord.
He called you grandpa, grandma.
He said it's like when grandpa has a new baby around, it brings new life to them.
By the way, oh Lord, there's something
They're
old
the new
grandpa was.
babies, you're the grandfather who has the new.
Oh, Dylan. Somebody save him. Okay, so, it's fun. We have a lot of fun with each other, as you can see. Dylan speaking out of turn like that. But we do take pride in being these older vets on a younger team, in a sense. We've got a lot of youth, a lot of guys who look up to us, and a lot of guys who, basically do anything for us on that basketball court. And we've built something here, and they're just trying to come in and add to that. And we're trying to do our best to usher them in and teach them as much as we know, and make sure that they're the best players that they can be.
A lot of teams don't have this because when they start with the young kids, they get rid of it. It sort of isn't a unique blend to have both on the same team.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. So, that's why we're in a situation where it's like people ask, like, what do we expect from the Grizzlies this year? And I'm like, shoot, we still got like I believe two of the better players in the league, along with youth and guys who are not only just young but really good basketball players. We're a team that can get right back in the mix of things, and in other situations, teams normally get rid of those older guys, and it's just a whole youth movement, and you take your aches and pains that way, and I don't think we're there yet, and I think we still kind of have that mix to where we can still be competitive.
What do you talk to them about?
The
kids, Dylan and Junior.
Man, staying out of trouble, getting sleep. Really, more so than anything, is really taking their body and treating it like that it is their job. At a young age, you can take it for granted and not do the things that you feel are necessary, like eating right or being in the training room, doing the recovery things that you might otherwise feel you don't need. But as I've gotten older, I understood that those are things there's things I regret. I shouldn't have played a game right after I sprained my ankle. I should have just really got it ready to go. And I would tell those guys the same thing, man. Just make sure you take care of yourself, because at some point along the line, other things start to bother you.
Do you have different pop cultural interests? He talked a lot about Ozark. Do you watch Ozark? He basically spent half his time talking about Ozark. Jared Jr., yeah.
JJ?
Yeah.
He spent half his time talking about Ozark.
He actually pulled it up on his phone
Yeah,
and
during
during
the thing,
his-
yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
He had a
though.
heated debate about a particular scene.
No, I haven't seen Ozark yet, but I've been told to watch it on Netflix.
But you're a parent.
Yeah, I know.
That's different.
I know. Yeah, I know. I really don't watch TV like that anymore. Honestly, it's hard. It's hard to get up and watch TV if I'm not watching like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or something like it. Nothing other than that. Yeah.
So what's your favorite cartoon?
Favorite. Mickey and the Roadster Racers, probably. They got look. That theme song is legit.
Can you sing it?
He's not really into that as much. He's really in the Jungle Book, like the newer version, the one with the actual, like not cartoon. But, yeah, Paw Patrol.
Hey Mike, you guys got together for a mini camp, just a players only group. What did, and I understood you helped organize that. And
Yeah.
What were you wanting to kind of put together, independent of what the team is wanting here, and then what did you see among your guys while you were out there?
Really, it was just to kind of get everybody's mindset, on that we're going to work to be the best we can be. We're not, going to show up before training camp in September, and that's when we first start to get together and just learn each other. We wanted to get guys together in the off season in a cool city or wherever they want to go, hang out, go eat, just spend time together, more so even off the court than on the court. And thankfully we've been back earlier this month as a group, just playing 5-on-5, getting to know each other even more on the court. And I think all those things are going to translate to hopefully a quicker start than we've had in previous years.
What do you know about your team on the court as a result of that camp?
Well, I've learned, a lot about guys' tendencies, especially bringing in so many different new faces, a lot of new guys. You've learned, how much Kyle Anderson can be, just a matchup problem for a lot of people when he brings the ball off the court and things he can do with the ball and things that I wouldn't have known otherwise had I not been able to play alongside him earlier in the summer. And same with Garrett Temple and Shelvin and Omri, all these guys. You learn their tendencies, you learn where they like the ball, you learn how their competitive nature, guys getting angry at each other and just seeing the fire that they have. It really means a lot. I think that to be able to kind of experience that before you get to training camp and hopefully that gives us a little bit of a head start.
Do you envision yourself playing off the ball more since you've got so many guys theoretically that can initiate and run offense?
Yeah, I'd love to continue to play off the ball. I think the game today is just want to be a basketball player, not just position, just point guard, shooting guard, any of that. Just whoever gets the ball, bring it up, be able to know every position, be able to be in positions that don't, you don't have to handle it so much, you don't have to work so hard to get a shot off. Maybe those guys create for you and you just sit in the corner and you get a freebie. And those are ones that, we're trying to create, not just for myself, but for our whole system and guys that we brought in.
How do you feel physically compared to this time last year? Because you had the first opening game was great, no problem, looked good, and then went off the rails.
I feel much better. I feel even better than I did before that first game, and I'm just trying to withhold excitement. Just trying to stay grounded, stay level, and just continue to ride this wave I've been feeling.
You're a Jordan Brand athlete, and their relationship with Nike. How proud were you to be a part of an organization like that following the announcement of the Kaepernick campaign?
Oh, it was great, man. It was like it was deep. It was very much a inspiring moment for I think a lot of us athletes, especially if you're involved in Nike or Jordan Brand. The stance that they took and the risk that they took, with that it says a lot. It meant a lot to us as athletes and the situations that have been going on as far as the NFL and all that stuff. So I'm just proud and I'm just going to keep on doing what I do and believe in what I believe in.
How does it feel at this stage of your career, you and Mark? You feel like you're all in on where this team is going? Obviously, you might want to still win a title. And do you think you're going to be a Grizzly for life for this? A lot there. How do you think about it?
When I signed on 2 seasons ago, it was under the impression that I'm here for life. That's how I've always looked at it. Because if I didn't feel that way, I would have went somewhere else. In a sense. So I felt like this is home. This is where I'm going to be. I know Mark felt that when he signed, and obviously he's coming up here in the next year. But what we've been able to accomplish in the years we've been here, and all the things we've built, and been able to do together, we wanted to ride that out. Whether that means we win a championship or maybe never win another playoff series, or we only get to the Western Conference Finals, whatever it may be, but that we tried and we did it, together, and we tried to do it here in this great city and for the people that we love.
Speaking of that, Mike, when
honor
you
in that rather than chasing it. Not to disparage anyone who is chasing titles, but there's something you're invested in that and sticking with what you've built.
Yeah, it's more of than just being invested in it. We're just so deeply invested in it that it's like family, man. It's like you can't break this thing up. We want to see our kids. We want to see Dylan and Jaren and them grow to be the best they can be, and we want to be a part of that. We want to continue to see that grow, whether we're here or not in the future. Memphis is who we are and who we'll always be.
Speaking of that, Mike, when you look at what you, given everything that the moves that the team has made, you're coming back healthy, Mark healthy, and all that, and still you're only picked to win in the 30s. I mean, how does that jive with what you think?
Man, it's really no different than any season. Honestly, it's every season, whether they pick us to win 40 games or 48, we always felt that we were better than that. So we definitely feel like we're better than what critics or pundits may say on day one of preseason. But that's what we play the game for. Is day one. We've been working very hard this offseason. A lot of us individually have been working very hard to get back, to sacrificing ourselves to get back for the team, and sacrificing time with family and all these other things just to make sure that we're ready to go, because it's an important year for all of us. And I think we'll do a lot of good things.
Mike, Chandler said he knows he kind of came off maybe as bitter or whatever at times last year, and that's not who he is. He's laid back, fun guy. Who is the real Chandler Parsons when he's allowed to be the real Chandler Parsons?
You love him. You love him, man. He's great. He's just funny. He's laid back. He really cares a lot about the game. He cares a lot about himself. Invests a lot of time in himself. Honestly, it's a guy that I think people don't understand how hard he really works because of the unlucky situation he's been in with his health. So, but he's fun. He's actually a pretty good leader. He's able to speak up in the locker room. He speaks to everybody, and comes in early, shoots, gets his work in. But we just obviously at the end of the day we're all praying and hoping that everything goes smooth for him this year, and that he can hit a good little spell of games and be able to play as much as he can.
How much of the old Chandler, I guess, do you feel like he can be, or that you guys need him to be a big contributor?
Well, Chandler, I think that if we can get him to be, however many minutes I don't know how many minutes he's going to play in a game, but if he can get to, being the guy that's just making the right decisions, shooting the ball like he did, like he, for the time he played last season, creating for each other, other players, that Chandler, we don't necessarily need the 18 to 19 point a game Chandler Parsons that, is in Houston or Dallas or whatever. But he has a great, very significant role in this team, and is going to be a huge key to our success. But that's also why we have so many other guys with such high IQ and guys who know how to play the game off of each other so well that we can blend everybody together and make everybody look better. So hopefully with the guys we have in place, he won't have to work as hard, or myself or Mark or anybody else to do too much to be great.
Not to disparage anyone who was on the team last year and not this year, but do you feel like the roster that has been put around you and Mark better fits you and Mark?
I think every roster we've had has been keyed towards that. I think this is just a different group, keyed towards a different goal in a sense. One year we were all about just defense and, being more physically tough than you, but next season it was all offense and trying to run and gun and do all that, and now we're trying to blend it all back together. We're just trying to get guys who play both ways, really care about defensive end, as well as can be a threat offensively. And I thought we've done a great job of adding those kind of guys in for what we're trying to do this season. And hopefully that'll all gel together quickly, and we'll get this thing rolling.
Mike, have you had a chance to get to know Utah Watanabe in the minicamp?
Yeah, just a little bit. We've obviously he's been in here, in and out. He had to leave to go play for his country there for a little bit, and we watched him a little bit. But he's been great. He's very talented. Can shoot the ball. Is very skilled, and he's quiet right now. I think he's still trying to figure out everything here and stuff. But he's been kind of quiet. But he's a good kid.
I mean, he has such a long range. Is that going to be a
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He can definitely stretch the floor. He can definitely he can put the ball on the floor. He can do a lot. He posted me up one time and shot a fadeaway, which I didn't like too much. I was really trying. I was trying to block him and everything. He made it right in my face. So he's very versatile.
Mike, can Jaren guard you on the perimeter?
Yes. Yeah.
He said you'd say no.
No. He can guard me, but it doesn't mean that maybe 1 out of 10. I'm gonna score the other 9.
Like, I was just saying, you were going 1 out of 10. You're going 9 out of 10.
No, I'm a scorer. But no, he causes problems. I'll tell you, he's blocked 2 or 3 of my jump shots. Like after making a move, and I step back and I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. And I shoot it, and he just blocks it out of mid-air, not even close. I'm just like, I'm doing this like goaltending. But I know in my mind it's just a good block. But he has a lot of range in what he can do.
I was talking about how he almost doesn't even know how to use his limbs. Yeah, he's so young and athletic. It's just kind of, what can he be if he figures this thing out?
That's the thing. He's so raw in a sense. He can be anything. He could. Sky's the limit for him. And he has the intangibles. He has the body for it. Like I said, he's been raised the right way. He has a good background. He is, humble. He's all about working, and that's the exciting thing about him. He's not coming in like a lot of young kids today are coming in like, where's my red carpet? Where's this? I should be doing this. He's like, I don't care if I'm the 4th pick or not. I'm out here just to do whatever I can to help the team, and that's a good sign.
Do you feel a connection with him because you're both Big Ten guys? You came in at 19. Your dads are quite good athletically, and you have personalities are very similar in terms of going after what was right. Did you feel kind of a bond there?
Oh yeah, he's from Indianapolis too, so
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we went to high school 15 minutes from me, so obviously a lot of years.
A few years.
A lot of years in between there. He said he was 6 years old, by the way, when I was drafted, which made me feel terrible. But neither here nor there. We're not worried about that. But we definitely have a connection. Being from the same city, like his dad and my dad, obviously being athletes themselves, and being exposed to that kind of life, that lifestyle at a young age, and you can tell he's just got it all together.
Mike, what has to happen for this team to be an elite defensive team, like top 5? Like, what's required from individual players and then collectively as a unit?
Well, I think first off, it's got to be a mindset for us that we can do that. I think if we believe that we can be that good defensively, we will be, because we definitely have the pieces. We have length at every position. We have guys who can play defense on every position. But we've been talking a lot just through 5-on-5 is just trying to, create havoc when we get chances, pick up and, long arms and get steals, be in the passing lanes, things that I was accustomed to doing for a lot of my career, and Mark himself and having Tony and those guys leading the way, and that's what we're going to try to recreate. Just get guys, like Kyle, who can, guard you by standing still and using his long arms, and Jaren and his long arms and ability. Mark, Garrett, Dylan. Everybody that you go down the list. JaMychal. Everybody's a defensive mindset type of player, and that's what's special about this team already.
Mike, besides for yourselves, is there a feeling, because of the relationship, especially you and Mark have had with the fans here, of, hey, we're going to make this right for you guys, kind of stick with us,
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely that. We definitely are just trying to ring everybody in. Let people understand that last year was an anomaly. It's not something that we see as a trend, something that we feel is going to happen and occur and reoccur. You know, before last season, we had made the playoffs so many years in a row. I think people got numb to that fact that it's a lot of hard work that's involved in that. And for a year there, we just had some injuries and some bad timing with some things, and coaches got fired, and just a whole slew of situations that threw us in a different direction. And you know, now we're back, both feet planted, and we give ourselves just as good of a shot as anybody.
Mike, how much fun did you have in Wyoming with